people knew something was up with her, but they didn't really know. I knew it because I've been around it, you know?
I miss my family.
I'll be there.
No matter how many times somebody may fall down, you gotta lift them back up.
So a new documentary was recently released on Wendy Williams, and her family is losing it because Wendy does not seem to mentally be herself anymore, and it is getting hard to keep tabs on her.
I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable.
I think that the guardianship system is broken. We are her family. And you tell me that I'm not capable of taking care of my sister. What would you do? What should I do?
During Tuesday's episode of The View, Sunny Hostin opened up about her experience watching the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. Sunny, who used to work with Wendy as a legal eagle on her radio show, expressed how painful it was for her to witness her friend in the throes of addiction. She shared that she watched the two-part documentary with Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, to gain a better understanding of what happened to her pal.
So painful to watch. I think we all know, well, not personally, I'm just a fan of Wendy's, but I loved her for years. To see anybody go through this and to see a family go through this, but it's...
Highlighting the circumstances leading to the documentary, Sunny mentioned that Wendy had signed a deal for 3 documentaries before facing incapacitation. The documentaries were originally intended to showcase Wendy's comeback, but the unforeseen challenges, including the pandemic, her husband's affair, divorce, and the loss of her mother, shifted the focus.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Despite the personal hardships, Sunny praised Wendy for remaining resilient, acknowledging the audience's applause. She also defended Wendy's family, emphasizing their love for her and their desire to get closer to her. However, Sunny revealed that they still have no information about the facility Wendy is in due to the legal guardianship she is under. Discussing the impact of dementia and guardianships, Sunny expressed her belief that being around family members can be beneficial for someone going through dementia, as it may evoke memories. She raised concerns about the guardianship system, stating that Wendy's family wants to be closer to her, but the legal constraints make it challenging. In response to co-host Joy Behar's question about Wendy's whereabouts, Sunny explained that due to the guardianship system, Wendy's family is unaware of her location. She pointed out Diane Diamond, an expert in guardianship, who stated in the documentary that 90% of people in guardianships do not escape them. Sunny shared her concerns about the existing system, hinting at its potential flaws and the need for a more in-depth examination. In a thoughtful and compassionate tone, she extended her best wishes to Wendy, a friend who has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and speech-affecting aphasia. The discussion, led by Whoopi Goldberg, revolved around the ethical considerations of producing the documentary on Wendy's journey. The Sister Act star emphasized that Wendy's family made a collective decision to showcase the process, driven by the expectation that it would take a different direction. Alyssa Farah Griffin, in a heartfelt contribution, revealed her conflicted emotions after watching the documentary. She candidly admitted to turning off the second episode as it stirred memories of her siblings' agonizing battle with addiction. Alyssa, maintaining sensitivity, expressed concern about exposing Wendy's darkest moments and questioned the necessity of such public revelations. Opening up about her own family's experience, Alyssa recounted her sister's decade-long struggle with addiction. Despite her sister's eventual recovery, Alyssa conveyed the emotional toll of witnessing a loved one in the throes of addiction, emphasizing the profound changes in personality and the difficulty of those moments. The conversation took a turn as Joy joined the discussion, acknowledging the challenging nature of the documentary. She referenced a friend who, as a drug counselor, asserted that addictions trump relationships, underscoring the powerful hold that addiction can have on individuals. Joy, Sunny, and Alyssa collectively agreed that the two-part documentary was emotionally challenging to watch. The trio emphasized the sensitive nature of Wendy's situation, acknowledging the complexities surrounding her health, which includes frontotemporal dementia, aphasia, lymphedema, and Graves' disease. Alyssa introduced the topic of guardianships, deeming it an extreme measure. She questioned whether it was appropriate for the public to witness Wendy's personal struggles and pondered the motivations behind watching such a documentary in the first place. As Joy listed Wendy's various health issues, Whoopi interjected with a sense of frustration, acknowledging Wendy's multifaceted challenges. Whoopi stressed that the family was aware of Wendy's health complexities and had made a collective decision to document her journey. Expressing a desire for the family to have more access, Whoopi highlighted the difficulties they face in connecting with Wendy during her challenging times. In a closing statement, Whoopi conveyed best wishes and good intentions, emphasizing Wendy's long-standing friendship with the show's members. She acknowledged the complexity of Wendy's situation, expressing hope for resolution and comfort for both Wendy and her family. And they're not the only ones to be frustrated about all this. The recently released two-part Lifetime docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams?, has stirred up controversy as it portrays the former host appearing disoriented, with instances where she doesn't recognize her manager and confrontations over empty liquor bottles in her apartment. Sean Zanotti, a key figure featured in the docuseries and Williams' publicist since 2021, expressed her disapproval in an exclusive interview with NBC News. Zanotti felt that Williams was being exploited, emphasizing that Williams believed the focus would be on her career comeback, not on portraying her in a vulnerable and disoriented state. Zanotti revealed that the project was initially pitched to her by Creature Films and E1 Television in 2022, the same production company behind another Lifetime documentary on Williams, titled Wendy Williams, What a Mess. When Zanotti proposed the documentary idea to Williams, she immediately agreed, expressing a desire to share her story. However, the aired documentary did not align with what Zanotti claims was initially agreed upon. She asserted that the portrayal in the docuseries was not the project Williams had signed up for, and it deviated from the original vision that was presented to her. Zanotti highlighted that the documentary omitted many positive moments, stating, "There were a lot of good moments. None of those good moments were shown." Adding to the complexity, just one day before the documentary aired, Williams' management team released a statement announcing that she was in a treatment facility, diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. Despite not having spoken to Williams since her entry into the treatment facility in April, Zanotti clarified that she is still employed as Williams' publicist. The situation surrounding the documentary has raised questions about the ethical aspects of portraying someone dealing with health challenges, and Zanotti's interview sheds light on the discrepancies between the agreed-upon project and the final product presented to the audience. In a recent interview with Today.com, the filmmakers revealed that they were unaware of Wendy Williams' diagnosis during the production of the documentary. Despite acknowledging that there were days when Williams seemed like her usual self and other days when she wasn't, they decided to proceed with the project. Showrunner Erica Hansen emphasized the team's commitment to telling a complex and sensitive story with dignity and sensitivity. However, Sean Zanotti, Williams' publicist, remains skeptical of this explanation. Zanotti expressed doubt that the filmmakers would have halted the project even if they knew about Williams' diagnosis. According to her, the producers continued to ask questions throughout filming, sometimes intentionally capturing moments where Williams appeared confused to fit their narrative. Zanotti characterized the documentary as more of a reality show portraying a circus leading to Williams' downfall than the documentary it was presented to be. Despite attempts to convey her concerns, Zanotti stated that her objections were dismissed, and she even raised her worries with Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, during production. "I did not agree with what was going on with this documentary," Zanotti asserted. "I made it very clear to the guardian. The production company was aware of that. I didn't agree with the way this was moving and shaking, and instead of them dealing with it with me, they decided to ignore me. They ignored me from that moment, and I never heard from them again." Following the announcement of Wendy Williams' dementia diagnosis, her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, filed a lawsuit to prevent the airing of the docuseries. The lawsuit, now sealed, was dismissed by a judge who cited First Amendment rights. Mark Ford, the executive producer of the docuseries, insisted that Williams was fully involved in the project, along with her guardian, manager, and legal team, who were all aware of the content being filmed. Despite this assertion, Sean Zanotti, Williams' publicist, expressed her belief that the series was more about creating a spectacle for financial gain and ratings rather than presenting Williams in the best light. Zanotti further claimed that she felt misrepresented in the series, particularly taking issue with a scene where Williams berates her on the couch. She emphasized that while the documentary showcased negative aspects of their interaction, there were also positive and beautiful moments that followed. Speculation about Williams' health gained momentum after she fainted live on air in 2017. The former host of The Wendy Williams Show, a ratings powerhouse from 2008 to 2021, had been open about her struggles with addiction. In 2019, she disclosed her residence in a sober house and sought treatment for drug use. Later, she revealed her absence was also due to Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder. Williams faced more health-related hiatuses in 2021 and 2022, leading to Sherri Shepherd temporarily taking over her time slot before the eventual cancellation of The Wendy Williams Show. During this time, Wells Fargo petitioned for her financial guardianship, claiming she was incapacitated and a victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. Williams contested these claims. Since her time off the air, Williams has maintained a low profile, and Zanotti expressed concern about the documentary being an inaccurate representation of how fans should remember her. Zanotti questioned the true motivations behind the project and pondered who genuinely has Williams's best interests at heart. And it's not hard to see why, because there were some big bombshells in the documentary. In the latest installment of Wendy Williams' documentary, her family sheds light on her recent diagnosis of alcohol-induced dementia, as shared by her 23-year-old son, Kevin Hunter Jr. According to him, the medical professionals explained that her excessive drinking had begun to impact her mental clarity and brain function. Throughout the documentary, instances of confusion on Williams's part are evident, such as mistakenly placing herself in Miami during a trip to California. Adding another layer to the narrative, Williams's family voices concerns about the guardianship arrangement imposed by the court, where a professional guardian oversees her finances. They express a preference for a family member to take on this role, with Kevin Hunter Jr. asserting that the current guardian hasn't adequately protected his mother. Williams's sister, Wanda Finney, reveals her offer to be the guardian, but describes encountering unexpected obstacles. Denying allegations of financial exploitation, Kevin Hunter Jr. maintains that he never withdrew money from his mother's account without her consent. Williams herself accuses her guardian of stealing money, though no evidence is presented. The complexity of the situation is highlighted by Williams's manager, Will Selby, who emphasizes that decisions, including a potential move to Florida to be with family, must be approved by the court and the guardianship. He underscores that Williams is not autonomously making decisions at this time. Wendy herself addresses the period when she was taken to a wellness center in California shortly after her initial interview for the film in 2022. Expressing confusion about the decision, she mentions her manager, Will Selby, and her guardian being involved, but when pressed on the reason, she simply says, "I don't know." Selby steps in, stating that she needed some rest, to which Williams responds, "I can rest right here," and decides not to elaborate further, asserting, "I'm very healthy." The documentary also delves into a critical moment in 2020 when Williams's health raised concerns. DJ Boof, her friend and former co-worker, recalls noticing delayed reactions and fatigue while working with her remotely on her talk show. Boof dismisses the possibility of COVID causing these symptoms. In May of that year, Williams was hospitalized, and her nephew, Travis Finney, discloses a distressing call from DJ Boof, expressing fear for her life and emphasizing the urgent need for help. According to Finney, Williams received 3 blood transfusions, which he credits for saving her life, attributing the medical emergency to her alcohol consumption. DJ Boof, reflecting on that time, shares his visit to the hospital, expressing uncertainty about whether Williams recognized him. He conveys a sense that she had changed, stating, "I just felt like she wasn't the same person anymore." In the documentary, Wendy Williams' loved ones express genuine concern about her drinking habits, shedding light on the impact it has on her life. In one notable scene, Her manager, Will Selby, openly addresses the issue after discovering a bottle of alcohol in her room. Selby admits to routinely checking for alcohol in her apartment and has found bottles stashed in unexpected places like the bathroom and closets. During a restaurant outing, Williams orders an alcoholic beverage, but Selby discreetly instructs the waiter to serve her a non-alcoholic version. Williams, however, defends her choice, questioning, "I bet we all drink. Why can't I?" The documentary also reveals the strain caused by Williams's drinking on her relationship with her son. Her son shares that 8 months had passed since he last saw her before she visited the family in Florida in 2021. During that time, her nephew, Travis Finney, notes an improvement in her well-being. However, upon returning to New York to address her financial guardianship case, tensions arose within the family. Williams' son expresses concern that she is surrounded by yes people in New York, engaging in unhealthy habits. Acknowledging the impact of her drinking, Williams admits to tension with her son, a poignant moment revealed in the second part of the documentary where they finally reunite. In a notable segment of the second episode, filming for Wendy Williams' documentary comes to a halt as she displays erratic behavior. She is taken to a vape shop, but confusion arises when she insists it's not her usual spot, leading her to send her publicist into the shop multiple times and instruct her driver to find an alternative location. Eventually, the producers step in and decide to stop filming. Following this incident, her driver expresses concern about her memory loss, revealing instances where she doesn't recognize him. At various points in the documentary, Williams exhibits aggressive behavior, such as instructing her publicist to undergo liposuction. Her manager, Will Selby, acknowledges that there are times when Wendy can be more assertive. The second part of the documentary captures a meeting in which Wendy Williams, accompanied by her publicist, flies to Los Angeles to discuss a potential return to television with NBC Universal. This decision disappoints her family, who believes her health isn't stable enough for a comeback. Her niece, Alex Finney, finds it despicable that the publicist took her to this meeting, which did not result in a new show offer. Concerns are voiced by her son, fearing that pushing herself to work in her current health condition might have serious consequences. Subsequent to her Los Angeles trip, there is a noticeable decline in Williams's health. According to Selby, she returns disheveled and with a strong determination to continue drinking, marking a significant change in her behavior. Wendy Williams received a surprising blow when her talk show was canceled in February 2022, following a hiatus due to health issues. In a poignant moment, her niece, Alex Finney, reveals that when she shared the news with Williams, she was unaware that she wouldn't be returning to the show. Despite being informed of the cancellation, Williams initially found it hard to believe. Fast forward to April 2023, and concerns about Wendy's well-being lead to the halting of documentary filming. Updates from her manager, Will Selby, paint a troubling picture, as he recounts discovering her hiding in the bathroom of her apartment. Notably, he also mentions stumbling upon a significant empty alcohol bottle in her bed. Expressing a sense of resignation, Selby shares, "Whether she's here or not, I just don't think she cares." It becomes apparent that Wendy has isolated herself in her apartment, surrounded by alcohol, seemingly accepting this as her fate. The situation takes a turn when Wendy Williams is eventually admitted to a treatment facility. While the exact location remains undisclosed to her family, her sister notes a positive change, describing her as being in a stronger place and reminiscent of Wendy from years ago. Selby adds that she now looks natural and is as sober as she can be. Wendy Williams has shown significant progress since sharing her health struggles in a recent Lifetime special, according to exclusive insights from her brother, Tommy Williams, in a conversation with Us Weekly. Tommy provides an optimistic update, stating, "When I speak to Wendy, she sounds fine. Wendy has improved." He emphasizes the notable positive changes in her dialogue, conversation, topics, and speech pattern. Comparing her current state to what was depicted in the recent documentary, Tommy notes a substantial improvement, highlighting that Wendy hasn't exhibited the troubling behavior showcased in the film. Addressing the public's curiosity about Wendy's well-being, Tommy eagerly awaits the opportunity for everyone to witness Wendy's positive developments firsthand. He acknowledges that there's yet to be a visual representation of Wendy speaking on her growth, stating, There's no visual yet on Wendy moving her lips on her own growth and development. He expresses hope that Wendy will eventually address the public directly, emphasizing that her story is one of inspiration and impact. Reflecting on Wendy's journey, Tommy expresses pride in her development and believes it has the potential to change the narrative surrounding her. He concludes optimistically, stating, "My hope is that Wendy will be seen and address the public on her own so people can see how she is now. I am proud of her development, and I think it can change the narrative. I think Wendy can come all the way back. Her story is inspirational. Her story is one to share, and it's impactful." Her guardianship, though, is something we have to talk about. Recent reports have unveiled a potential scandal surrounding Wendy Williams' guardianship, suggesting a connection between the judge overseeing the case and campaign donations. Judge Lisa Sokoloff is under scrutiny for allegedly awarding guardianships to individuals and law firms that contributed to her campaign fund. Between 2019 and 2022, it's reported that Judge Sokoloff received a total of $5,720 in campaign donations from lawyers, law firms, or individuals associated with guardianship cases. Shockingly, the same judge then granted 62 guardianship appointments to these contributors in 2022 alone, according to WABC 7 News. Wendy Williams, who was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia last year, found herself under guardianship after her financial accounts were frozen due to cognitive issues. This move came as her former financial advisor at Wells Fargo raised concerns and filed a guardianship petition. During this process, Sokoloff appointed estate administration lawyer Sabrina Morrissey as Williams's guardian, simultaneously revoking her son's power of attorney. This development occurred amid the cancellation of The Wendy Williams Show and in the aftermath of her divorce from Kevin Hunter Sr. The dissolution of their marriage in 2020 followed revelations about Hunter having a child with his mistress. The circumstances surrounding the guardianship, coupled with the alleged ties to campaign donations, have brought attention to the unfolding scandal. Kevin Hunter Jr., the son of Wendy Williams and her former spouse, found himself in a complex situation as he cared for his mother during her health struggles. He asserts that Judge Sokoloff threatened him with arrest if he didn't return Wendy to her Manhattan home after seeking treatment in Florida in 2021, where her family resides. Amid accusations of overspending on Wendy's American Express card, totaling over $100,000, Kevin Jr. defends his actions, stating that he always had his mother's consent. The documentary Where is Wendy Williams revealed that the expenditures included nearly $300,000 on rent, a birthday celebration, and an Uber Eats bill, all of which his mother allegedly approved. In the Lifetime documentary, Wendy Williams is depicted as confused and often agitated, expressing her longing for family. Attended by her manager Will Selby and former jeweler Sean Zanotti, the filming revealed an unsettling detail. Williams had no food in her refrigerator during the August 2022 recording. The camera stopped rolling when she was placed in a facility by Sabrina Morrissey in April 2023. Williams's family raises concerns about Morrissey's lack of transparency regarding the treatment facility's location. Wanda Williams, Wendy's sister, points out that while Wendy can contact them, they cannot reach her, and her New York apartment, beloved by the talk show host, has been emptied and put up for sale. Despite a search not revealing donations from Morrissey to the judge overseeing Wendy's guardianship, documents indicate that Sokoloff awarded Morrissey several guardianship appointments in 2022. Further scrutiny into the New York State Unified Court System reveals that Judge Sokoloff appointed Morrissey to at least 7 guardianships in the same year. Adding to the complexity, Paul Medeiros, a guardianship lawyer in New York, donated to Sokoloff's campaign in 2022 and was awarded 7 guardianship appointments that year. Medeiros claims there is no conflict of interest, asserting a long-standing 29-year acquaintance with the judge. As the news circulated on Instagram, Wendy Williams' fans couldn't help but share their thoughts on the situation. Many drew parallels between Wendy's case and the 2020 film I Care a Lot, which revolves around a guardian exploiting the assets of those under her care in nursing homes. One fan even directly compared, saying, "This sounds like that movie I Care a Lot on Netflix." Expressing concern for Wendy's well-being, another fan commented, "It's giving I care a lot and I don't like this for my girl Wendy. Her family needs to obtain a lawyer and do a thorough investigation on the Guardian." How many times did she go to the bank and pull money out of Wendy's account? She needs to be with her entire family. Someone brought Wells Fargo into the discussion, suggesting legal action against them, stating, "This is sad. Wells Fargo needs to be sued. I believe Wendy was spoiling him and the habits were not overblown." Amidst the unfolding revelations, a fan emphasized the importance of exposing any shady dealings, concluding with the hashtag #FreeWendy. According to the documentary, the guardianship is set to undergo a review later this year. Wendy's family is hopeful that they will be granted guardianship of the beloved talk show host as they navigate through this challenging and complex situation. Wendy Williams expressed her heartfelt gratitude to well-wishers in response to the overwhelming support she received after revealing her diagnosis of aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, FTD. The 59-year-old former talk show host, in a statement released through her care team's representative to the Associated Press, acknowledged the power of unity and compassion evident in the messages she received. This statement came a day after Wendy's team disclosed her diagnosis, including primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. It also followed a New York judge's ruling allowing the scheduled airing of Lifetime's documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?, this weekend, dismissing a petition to block its release. Addressing the public, Wendy emphasized her need for personal space and peace to thrive, expressing deep appreciation for the positive sentiments and encouragement she has received. She credited the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration for their support and dedication to educating the public about the disease, the same form of dementia that actor Bruce Willis has. Frontotemporal dementia, a rare condition affecting brain regions controlling behavior and language, was diagnosed in Wendy in 2023, following her health struggles that led to the end of her self-titled daytime talk show in 2022. In the midst of this challenging time, Wendy's care team, family, and well-wishers remain supportive, hoping for her well-being and understanding the importance of raising awareness about the disease. Wendy Williams, a New Jersey native, embarked on her radio career in the late 1980s, gradually climbing the ranks through stations in D.C. and New York. By 1993, her talent had earned her a prestigious Billboard Radio Award, specifically the R&B Major Market Radio Air Personality of the Year. Renowned for her fiery and unapologetic personality, she openly shared her own life dramas and provided candid advice to her listeners. Throughout the 2000s, Wendy navigated various stations, discussing pop and rap stars on air while grappling with public struggles, including being fired, dealing with a cheating husband who doubled as her manager, facing substance abuse issues, and managing chronic illnesses. Her immense popularity can be attributed to her uniquely personal connection with her audience. Marie Nerestant, a loyal fan from New York City, has followed Wendy since high school and now watches The Wendy Williams Show daily. According to Nerestant, Wendy's appeal lies in her unfiltered truth-telling, saying what many are afraid to express. Nerestant notes Wendy's authenticity, acknowledging her flaws, health issues like Graves' disease and lymphedema, and the challenges of a difficult divorce. Despite controversies and clashes with celebrities, Wendy's unapologetic demeanor caught the attention of television executives. In 2008, she was given the opportunity for a trial run of her own syndicated talk show, which turned out to be a resounding success. The show resonated, particularly with women aged 18 to 54, leading to widespread broadcast deals with Fox and BET. Wendy Williams's appeal to Black women and gay men played a crucial role in her success, even though some argue that these groups might find her most offensive. This paradox is the peculiar charm that defines Wendy Williams. Beyond her renowned talk show, Wendy Williams delved into various facets of the entertainment world. She ventured into stand-up comedy, tried her hand at acting in movies, authored both fiction and non-fiction books, and even graced the Broadway stage in a production of Chicago. In a move showcasing her multifaceted talent, this past January saw the simultaneous release of a biopic and a documentary through Lifetime. Notably, In the fall of 2020, Wendy surprised audiences as a contestant on The Masked Singer, concealing her identity behind the fitting costume of a big mouth, a playful nod to her candid and outspoken persona. While her ventures beyond the talk show realm were impressive, Wendy's daytime gig remained a substantial undertaking. Her tireless schedule made her a ubiquitous presence for anyone with cable, from stay-at-home mothers and kids home sick to patients waiting in doctors' offices. The signature segment, Hot Topics, was the epitome of the Wendy Williams persona. In this segment, she dissected the latest celebrity gossip, offering her unique perspective while the audience eagerly tuned in. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.